Guitar playing just happens to be the instrument that I express myself on. It could have been drums or any other instrument. Guitar is a way to convey emotion and not a way to like impress other guitar players. You want to play something that's to benefit the song and benefit what the words are saying and the story you're trying to tell. The neighborhood that I grew up in, Rockaway Beach, when I was 7.5, 8, my dad brought home a guitar, one of those cheap, like $14 guitars, and it came with a little music book and stuff. And this was just around the time of real singer-songwriter boom, James Taylor, Joni Mitchell, and from the time I was 7.5 till I was 13, I only played acoustic guitar. And didn't get an electric guitar till I was 13. So that whole formative time was all, playing folk music. Well, obviously, when I got an electric guitar, it all opened up for me. Led Zeppelin was monumental for all of us guitar players. And then as I got better, it coincided perfectly with the time of the early English progressive rock guitar players. So I really gravitated towards the guys like Steve Howe, Robert Fripp, Steve Hackett, just because they incorporate every style of guitar. There's a concept of wanting to create soundscapes within the context of a rock song. For any of my non-tremolo style guitars, I use a 10 to 48 set that I put together myself. And I still remember my first set of Super Slinkies came in the pink package. We had head shops back then. They sold incense and pipes to smoke grass, and they sold Ernie Ball strings. And they kind of fit in with the times, and they certainly fit in with the head shop because it kind of looked psychedelic and definitely had that kind of San Francisco thing about it, For me, it's a great little home base to have, and the company's been so supportive of when you're out in the middle of nowhere and, oh man, we ran out of strings. Oh, you gotta get, Ernie Ball on the phone. And you send him out. I'm just an Ernie Ball guy. I like the way they feel, and they just feel like great guitar strings to me, It's really cool, actually, now to be a guitar player because I went through a period of things got very excessive in the 80s with the shred guitar thing, and then the 90s hit and everybody kind of dumbed down, and once Nirvana became popular, it was like almost embarrassing if you could play well. And we almost went through an entire decade of that kind of stuff, and I remember seeing guitar players that I knew were technically capable, and they were, like moping around looking at their sneakers. I was like, well, that's kind of a drag, So it's kind of great that guitar is back to, if you can play the thing well, play it, be proud of it, I'm fortunate that, 34 years later, I'm still with Billy Idol, the guy I started with. And when I go into a memorable guitar thing, a riff or an intro or something, when you have 18,000 people that all go, and sometimes you play a country where people sing the guitar solo, and they're not going to be able to do that if you're going, So I try and find solos that at least have melody to them that are memorable. And then if you want to give them a couple of bars of some flash or something, that's great. But I try and play stuff that is memorable. It was never to just be like, hey, check me out how fast I can play and all this. I just wanted to have enough vocabulary of stuff that if something called for it, that I could use it rather than having to constantly challenge myself and and be limited by my own technique. And I'm still limited by certain things that I always want to play better. I wake up in the morning, have a cup of coffee, pick up a guitar and go, man, I wish I knew how to do, so-and-so. I can always challenge myself because the guitar is just one of those instruments. It's endless, and there's always more that you can do on it. I'm so lucky that I picked up the guitar in a time when rock stars and guitar players were larger than life. And the only way that you could connect with them was to go to a concert. And it was such a huge, massive event, First concert I went to was the James Gang. And then I went to see all of my favorites, Genesis, Yes, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and Quad, and all this. And I just thought, that's what I want to do. That's that I want to be able to express myself. And I was too young to pick up the guitar to want to get chicks or get laid. At, 7.5 years old, you don't even know what that is, So, but I just wanted to. I guess, express myself and be able to join in. The best thing about a guitar is when you're jamming with other musicians, when you're in there and you're communicating and you're jamming and it's all working, there's no better feeling, and you're just riding that kind of euphoria of having this musical conversation. That is truly the greatest thing about playing this instrument. If you're at home and you're shredding and you're working on something that you really want to do, you're gonna pass this plateau as a player, especially for young players. Once you've got it, you can't wait to get in a room and jam with people and pull that sucker out, and everybody goes, "Man, I didn't know you could do that." And it's like the best feeling in the world, And I still get that feeling, working with musicians and playing shows and doing gigs around the world. Never changes, I'm really fortunate that that feeling has never escaped me.
I started playing Ernie Ball strings probably when I started playing guitar, which when I was like 19. I was originally a bass player and I started playing guitar just kind of for fun or more as a joke, honestly.